All right, donating cash money to political parties can be a tricky, sticky, murky thing. So to help unmurk it, our very own political nobody, Damien Power, chats to an expert and a man who lost his career buggering around with it.
The election's coming up, and as we all know, your vote counts for nothing because democracy is corrupt. You might feel powerless, but you can have a voice. This is my guide to bribing politicians, legally, to get what you want. We call them political donations.
A political donation is a gift to a political party because you support their cause.
A political donation is when someone gives you a bunch of money, usually for access, but for whatever other reason they want to pretend it's for.
And the great thing is, here in Australia, we have some of the most lax donation laws of any developed nation.
For most people who think we live in a first world democracy, they'd be quite shocked by how bad it actually is. The major parties only disclose about 15% of their privately sourced income. There's about 50 to 70% we know nothing about. And then there's another 25% that's in a sort of grey zone where they're trying to hide it.
Now, you might think that a political donation is the same thing as a bribe, but you are so wrong.
There is a huge difference between a donation and a bribe. A huge difference. A bribe is illegal. The system for reporting donations is so lax that you can drive a mining truck through it. What should scare people out there is that you don't have to disclose your donation that's less than $13,800. But there are so many loopholes in how to get around the laws.
Great. So how do you do it? Here's my step-by-step guide. Step 1. Be rich. You're gonna need some money, so just be rich. There are lots of ways you can get rich. Be born rich. Step 2. Pick an issue. Let's say you want more plastic bags in the ocean. Why not? They look great. Plus you've sunk all your money into that giant plastic bag factory that Uncle Barry told you to buy. Thanks, Uncle Barry. So it's in your interest. You've got your issue, now you need the police to do something about it, so you've got to pay for it.
There's no such thing as a free lunch. If someone's giving a politician money, they want something in return. It could be innocent or it could be more sinister.
At the more sinister end, we see companies punishing governments when they make decisions that the companies don't like very much.
And what are we going to tell those jittery Labour MPs?
Step 3. Give generously. You're going to want to donate a lot of money, but you don't want anyone to know that you're trying to buy political influence. So what you need to do is split up your money so no one knows where it's coming from. It's sort of like money laundering.
If you give more than $13,000 to the parties, then you have to disclose it, or the parties have to disclose it. However, they don't have to aggregate payments made to different branches of the party, or even payments made on different days. You'd need to identify all the branches, all the fundraising bodies, try and break the payments down into $10,000 lots, make payments each day, and make them to different organisations.
Step 4. Schmooze the politicians. Now you've paid for access. You gotta schmooze them. You gotta schmooze them. You gotta smooze them. Schmooze them.
Often politicians are making decisions about issues they don't know very much about, and it makes a really big difference if you can get in their ear and give them your side of the story.
Tell them why you like plastic bags so much. Remind them why they used to love them. Shit. Step 5. Sit back and enjoy your brand new policy that you bought. Beautiful turtle-free ocean. Now I've achieved my goal. It seems like this is evil, that policy can be influenced by a small group of wealthy elites, more than by the Australian public. But this is totally above board. Sure, some are screaming out for change.
Australians should be outraged that the regime is so bad and that the parties have prevailed over it for so long. It's really out of hand how bad it's got.
You couldn't design a system worse than the one we have, and the sooner you move to a completely public-funded system where there's no donations, the better.
Yeah, but this is how the system works. What are you going to do, change it so it's fair?
Stand Diary, the spokesman for how to bribe a politician.
Yeah.
That's fitting.
I'm not sure if he's enjoying it more being on the outside looking in, but he's certainly making a fist of it, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He's loving telling tales now that he's out of school.
Yeah, it's like he's become our sleaze editor. It's amazing.
I love it.
He does it very, very well.
does.
It's a really serious issue, though, this, I reckon, because it's one of the biggest distortions in democracy. You know how you occasionally have those moments where you're looking at a party and they're arguing some point. The public doesn't like it. It doesn't make any sense. In those cases, I reckon, I'm just pulling a number out, but let's say probably 80% of the time, donations will explain it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's come from a long lunch with someone.
Yeah, and a very big cheque.
Yeah.
Or a small cheque with a very big number. Anyway, that's not the point. It is an important issue. We did get statements, or we tried to get statements. So in a statement to the project, Labor says it will reduce the donation disclosure limit from $13,800 to a fixed $1,000, as well as ban donation splitting, which we heard about in that story. So that's a very important part of it. The full statement is on our website. Scott Morrison's office didn't respond to our request for comment. Also, you can catch Damien Power at the Sydney Comedy Festival this